Hi, I'd like to welcome you on board the Joker. My name is Jeremy Miller, and today I'm going to take you through the display that I did over the city beach at Perth, Western Australia. We're doing it to help raise a bit of money for Starlight Children's Foundation. The guys do some awesome work with some underprivileged kids, and we'd like to acknowledge that fact and help them out in any way we can. We'd also like to say a big thanks to Muzzbuzz and also 96 FM for getting on board with us as well to help us out. So I'm just repositioning the aircraft here now, starting running from the north, parallel the beaches. Okay, I got the aircraft set up at about 20 inches manifold pressure, giving me about 120 knots indicated, and we're 3,500 feet. Now we start the display by rolling from knife edge to knife edge. Okay, and I'm just going to do a couple of practice runs here, just make sure that I'm happy with everything. And you're going to see that I'm actually rolling the aircraft two-handed as well, as it is a little bit heavier than your typical extra or Edge 540. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So we're starting the run-in for the display line. Starting level, you see me tap the top of the stick. There it is. And that means the smoke system is now on. And we're transitioning from level knife edge to knife edge into a bit of a dive. Now I've started about 500 metres off the coastline here, so I'm gradually working myself in towards the display line, looking for about 200 metres from the edge of the beach. Okay, now as we go back down through 1,500 feet, we're going to go back to wings level. There we go, and we're looking for a VNE about 190 knots that we got at that stage. Alright, so pull up now to the vertical, figure number 2, and full left aileron, round we go for a torque roll. So we get through about 3 rolls in the vertical on the way up, and you're going to see in a moment we're going to start to go backwards through our own smoke. And there it is. Okay, so there's a torque roll. We went backwards through about 400 to 500 feet there. Normally top out at that about 3,200 feet, about 1.5 rolls on the downline, back out pointing to the south into wind. Okay, up we go for some hesitation rolls on the 45 up. So this is basically a reverse Cuban or half reverse Cuban with the 6 of 4 on the upline. Okay, inverter, we're just pushing out now for a bit of altitude, 2,700 feet, about 60 knots over the top of the manoeuvre. And we're having a nice soft gentle pull back down to about 1,000 feet, parallel with the display line. Okay, now figure number 4 is one of my favourite manoeuvres. Okay, it's basically a loop with some tumbles on top. So we start a nice gentle pull up into the loop, and then we go left rudder forward stick. There we go. The aircraft pivots about 2.5 times, or tumbles 2.5 times. We transition it just into an aileron roll for the last half a rotation. And we're diving back down for 1,000 feet. Okay, now we're pulling up to the vertical. We've got a 2 of 4 on the upline, so some hesitation rolls on the upline, and then we push over the top. You're going to see me check the pitch and mixture at this stage, just to make sure everything is where it should be. We've got a little bit of time to breathe here, 2,500 feet over the top, and we are 2 positive snap rolls. There we go. Okay, diving now for 1,000 feet, just moving a little bit towards the crowd. Okay, next up, we're going to pull up, we're going to do a quarter left roll, there we go, and then 1 3/4 turn snap roll, and smoke's off, and we're now just sitting there hovering on the prop. Okay, back to about 20 knots airspeed. Okay, now full left rudder, full back stick, right aileron, smoke's back on, and we're now into a 2.5 turn flat spin, and as you can see I'm using forward stick, left aileron there, and right rudder for the recovery. Power stays on the whole time. Okay, next manoeuvre, we're pulling up now into the vertical, so this is basically just a stall turn. Looking for a minimum 2,000 feet for this one, because on the way back down we're going to be doing a knife edge spin. There we go, now holding on the left rudder, forward stick, round she goes 1.5 times, back stick, swapping feet, and out we come. Okay, diving down to 500 feet. Now next manoeuvre is a micro loop, so we're going to pull up to the 45, we're going to do a 4-point hesitation on the way up, just gain a bit of altitude and lose a little bit of speed. And we're looking for about 2,000 feet over the top of the manoeuvre here, and full back stick now. We're using the rudder to try and hold wings level. I'm working the rudder pretty hard at that stage, flying a nice little micro loop. Diving back down to 500 feet, get maximum speed we can for the next manoeuvre. Okay, the next figure we're pulling up to the vertical, and we're starting a left roll. Okay, and we're gradually feeding in some left rudder now and some forward stick, and we turn it into a knife edge spin on the way up. Nice little tumble that one, I was pretty happy with that. Back out we come, pointing to the north, back into wind. Okay, now next manoeuvre, We're going to, I'd normally do a couple of rolls at this stage. I'm just going to do one roll, okay, and we're now going to do a rolling turn. Now I'm aiming to gain a little bit of altitude during this one. Always helps to have a bit of altitude as we're doing this. So there's 2 turns. I'm parallel with the display line at this stage, so I'll just basically do a slow roll to try and push out into wind one more time. And around we go now, aiming to come back in parallel with the display line at about 1,000 feet. There we go. Okay, next we're pulling up for a rudder turn, so we pull up to the vertical. Now at 60 knots we start to push over the top. And just before we get to level, full left rudder, right outline, a little bit of backstick, and the aircraft pivots almost 180 degrees in the level altitude. Okay, aiming to dive back down to 500 feet now, and we're just going to finish off the display by doing 3 wing waggles as we go past the crowd. My way of just waving to the guys down there. And we're looking for slightly more than 90 degrees as well, just give them a nice view of the airplane as we go past. So I'd like to thank you for coming on board the Joker today for the display. We're going to be doing some more displays over the Perth beaches over the coming months into early 2010. So keep your eyes open on a Sunday. We'll be at various beaches around the traps, and we hope you enjoy the show. So thanks for coming flying with me. I'll catch you later.